Fears of mass unemployment are now spreading as AI has become so good at so many jobs that it has come faster than anyone expected. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. My name is David Quintieri. I'm the Money GPS. I've been bringing out information since 2011, and I'm going to do that for you today. We're going to look at the job situation, how this is going to impact white collar jobs, not in the next few years, but in 2026. I am proving that myself as I do things literally 24 hours a day. In the background, running on that screen you can't see right there, got more over here. I got 5 screens in total, and they are running operations all the time. It's impossible to keep up. It is now impossible to keep up with what is possible right now with all of this AI craziness. I'm going to show you something, because initially they thought it was going to be blue collar jobs. That isn't the case. White collar jobs are the direct threat, and this is already a situation that is critical. It's agents. That's what they call it, not like in the Matrix, although it's kind of funny. But it's an agent as in agentic. They call it agentic AI. Okay, what does that mean? It means it can control the mouse. It can control the keyboard. It can do that stuff. So if it can do that and it has 140 IQ, what's stopping it from taking over? Well, of course, there is a cost with every action. So the way I use this thing, it basically, okay, if I'm going to navigate a website and I'm going to pull some information, well, then that's going to be a cost. Well, is it more than a human? Well, actually, that cost is coming down drastically. And so what we can see right now for everybody is that it's a race against the clock. How fast they can get the prices of these things to come down. And it's happening so fast. At the same time, the intelligence of them are ramping up. And this is the thing. Student loan borrowers aren't repaying their loans, and defaults are up. Look, millions of them. Why? And do you think this is actually going to be paid back at this point? No. There is a major financial crisis upon us. Same situation here. These all refreshed. Mortgage delinquencies are rising in low-income neighborhoods. Mortgages, student loans, auto loans, right? One after the other. These are all piling up. Now, it's important to understand this is not the financial crisis. No. But there are certainly, it's having its own issues. This is different in its own way. Doesn't mean it ain't a problem, okay? Heineken to slash up to 6,000 jobs and AI productivity savings amid slump in beer sales. What does that mean? It means we're going to figure out how to do your job without you. It has nothing to do with AI in most cases, but that's the way it goes. Look, if they have people building websites and doing graphics and all this stuff, now you can click a few buttons and make it happen. They're gone. What are people doing as a result of this? Middle-class Americans are selling their plasma to make ends meet. Yeah, that's happening. I mean, it's always been happening, but now we can see the people that have 2 jobs and 3 jobs, they are underemployed. Those numbers haven't changed. Yes, we're not at the absolute peak or the worst it's ever been, but this has become a serious issue, and we are seeing people, they're doing everything they can to cut cost. And this is just one example. I've talked about it many times. Americans ditch premium trims for entry-level cars as affordability takes a hit. People don't have the money that they used to. I am seeing restaurants that are struggling. I'm looking out there, talking to people in their line of work and asking them, how are things? And in many cases, you can actually see that this is affecting a lot of different industries. Realtors report a new housing crisis. Look, it's always that, but the slowdown is present. In many places where the prices had gone up like crazy, they are coming down or they are flat, and the market is super soft right now, right? Americans with higher incomes are starting to fall behind in their payments. It's not people, as you saw a couple articles ago, with lower incomes. Yeah, it's affecting everybody. And it's not because of budgeting or whatever. If you live in an expensive area, expensive city, It is expensive to live, just regular basic things. And what about electricity? Oh my goodness, that's affecting everyone. Now you could see this right here, looking at the what has changed. A lot of people just simply aren't paying back. You could see severely derogatory and 120 days late. These are both on the increase over the last while. Interest rates are too high for people to afford. What's going on with inflation? You could break it down, see it for yourself. I'll show you on my own website, but let me just actually I can show that really quick. If you go to themoneygps.com, if you're a member, you'll be able to see that, and you could actually see the 1980s method. That's the shadow stats method of calculating inflation, but you can make your own, and that is going to be the most accurate way to do this. Okay, so you can make these changes yourself and what you think. How much? Okay, my real estate or housing costs, they've gone up about, let's say, oh, okay, it's 10%, but my food costs have gone up 17%. And my healthcare costs have gone up 24%. Okay, and you fix all that, and then you look, okay, my real inflation rate, 6%. It all depends on you. So that's what I love. I love to do that because it tells a very different story. Yeah, you can break this down month by month and year over year, but it's never going to be you. That's the difference, okay? Never. During the Great Recession, the federal government eventually stepped in when there was a housing crisis. And they said, okay, Fannie and Freddie, we got you. Mortgage-backed securities, we're going to buy you. We're going to do TARP bailouts. Everything is going to happen because we're in big trouble. All right. Well, many private lenders copied the government's relief efforts. The result was a menu of foreclosure alternatives that could be implemented on a massive scale. More than a decade had passed, and then came a global health crisis. All right, you saw that. Homeowners struggled to pay their mortgages. Congress stepped in to provide relief, making mortgage lenders do the right thing. Well, this week, there was yet another warning that many homeowners might be headed for trouble. Mortgage delinquency rates for lower income households are surging. That's according to the Fed. This is important. It's tying everything together. We cannot see an area of time, a place in time where the average person is going to be better off. That's the circumstance we are in right now. Why? Because you can see all the debt rising. You could see that interest rates are remaining at this level, and it hasn't really had any positive impact. Okay. It's supposed to. If they would have brought it up way up and actually caused deflation, that would have been good, but they didn't. You see, they didn't. And now asset prices are super high. Everything is super high, including food and electricity and everything else. This has had a direct impact on the bottom line of people, and they're struggling, right? But now you could say, well, they'll work harder and they'll do this and they'll do that. It's not happening because of what's going on right here and now with AI, automation, and everything else that's been changing. Look, the robots, that's going to take some time to come in, and you don't have to think about that for the time being. You got to look at AI and what's happening with white collar jobs. And you might say, well, you know what? I'm a blue collar guy. It's all good. Yes, that's fine. But think about something for a second. If these people aren't buying stuff, well, that means that store down the street starts closing. If that store down the street starts closing, domino effect, one by one by one, you have a weakened economy. This is very dangerous. And then you'll be like this guy, man lets AI rent his body. While I've been micromanaged before, these incessant messages from an AI employer gave me the ick. That's a quote. You see, these bots are taking over. They're all over the place, in fact. And it's some big changes, really a lot of depth to that. But you got to understand something for yourself. And that is, it's happening super fast, much faster than, much faster than you think. I'm telling you, because right now I could go through my Telegram, message my bot, say, hey, give me those files, send it to me right now. Okay, got it. Okay, now actually, you know what? Can you send that email to so-and-so.com? Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. How is that possible? The bot is doing the work. The bot is doing the coding. The bot is moving the files. The bot is now going to Amazon and pulling information for me. It's going to YouTube and actually clicking the right buttons for me to upload these videos. It's happening right now. It's unbelievable. So I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. So we have to be smarter. We have to be really, really purposeful right now at this time. I just want to show you this macro compass. This is what we got to do, because every piece of information, every news article, every change has a short, medium, and long-term impact. Anybody on the as part of the members will get this, but I want to show you right now. And that is basically telling us what we're going to see in the short, the medium, and the long term. For a lot of people, they're not aware. They're not aware how this is going to hit them. But in this case here, with inflation remaining high, you got to understand that this means that mortgage rates will stay high, debt will stay high, delinquencies will rise. That means a slower, a weaker economy for Main Street. Wall Street, they seem to be shrugging it off. It's Main Street. So keep that in mind, okay? This is very important for you, the individual. You got to learn about these new things. I'm not trying to bore you with those details, but just be very clear about what you are doing. Be intentional and try to make some change. If you want tips, let me know in the comments. If you want to support me, hit that thumbs up button. When you do, trust me, that does help me out. Comments, everything. Is such a big deal. I'm trying to bring out as much as I can through these times. I'm actually going to get to the point where I can do maybe 5 videos a week. So we'll see. Thank you for the support. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Take care.